Hey guys, what up? In this video I want to talk about Ichimoku in a easiest way and in a short time. So don't miss this video and watch it to the end. I will explain all the shits you need to know and further more and more than that. So don't worry about anything. Let's start and let's not waste any time. Let's start. First of all, we have this Tenkan-sen, Kigen-sen, Chikou-span, Senkou-span A, Senkou-span B. Those are all Japanese terms, but in trading view we have English names. This one is the conversion line, which we call it Tenkan-sen. It's the original name. You can use whatever you want. I will use the Tenkan-sen and Japanese name. Okay, we have different parts in Ichimoku as you can see, and I want to start with this first one. We have this beautiful line. In the first look, you might think about it and see it as a moving average because it's look like moving average, but it's not moving average, and I will tell you why is that. First of all, moving average is the average of past bars. Like if it's a 14 moving average, it will add up all at the close of all this past 14 bars, and it add up the close price of this bars, and it divide them into the number of bars. For example, here we have 14 bars. It will add up the closing price of this 14 bars, and it will eventually divide them by 14. But in Tenkan-sen, things are different. The difference is in Tenkan-sen, it considers the highest and the lowest level, the highest point and the lowest point, and it determines the middle point of the middle point of this distance between this highest and lowest point, and we call it Tenkan-sen. Let me give you an example. For example, yes, and you should remember we consider 9 period for Tenkan-sen, and we consider past 9 bars for that. For example, if you want to start from this candle, you should go back in past 9 bar, and let me mark this shit so you can see it better. Okay, the highest level, the lowest level. We can use the Fibonacci tool. We want to find out the middle point, which is 50%. Can use just 50% Fibonacci. Okay, there is a lag for it, and you shouldn't expect to see instantly this shit, or just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, my bad. We don't consider this one because we count the the last one too. So you should consider 8 bars when you want to measure it. Okay. The 50% point is at this point, and if I get rid of this, I'm sorry, get rid of this. Yes, you can see there is a flat line here and there is a coordination with this sheet we draw. So we consider past 9 bars if you wanna find out the Tenkan-sen. Actually, it's not necessary. Doesn't matter how where they come from, but it's better, you know, if you wanna develop your knowledge and if you wanna be master at something. It's good if you develop your knowledge every day, and even if you're just for example, if you're a good driver, you should know about the car and the engine, but even if you don't know shit about the different parts of a car, you can still drive it, you know. But if you want to be professional at something, you should learn it very well. Anyway, let's measure past few. It shows 8 bars because it doesn't count this one, but we consider this last one, so be careful with that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. And Fibonacci, we use Fibonacci because we are too lazy to measure it myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Huh. As you can see, with this, we got this with a difference. I don't know why is that, but here we have some. Just if I measure this one, there is a good coordination. I don't know. Yeah, we can see this. Yeah, that's close. Okay, and what about Kitchenson? This second one, I want to get rid of the Tenkan-sen for a while. What about the Kitchenson? Kitchenson is the same, but it considers the 26 last 26 bars. Okay, so we have to count for 25 because I want to consider the last one too. 26 bar. So they are alike, but the period is different. Timeline period. Okay, So let's measure this shit. Fibonacci 50%. Yeah, as you can see, it works very well. See this flat shit here, and I have to repeat again. Doesn't matter if you can't figure it out, and even if you don't know it, that's okay. The practice and the function of this shit, and that matters not. But yeah, if you know the calculation behind it, you much better, and you can do it much better. Okay, so 20 bar, 9 bars, and what about other items? Lag in a span. Lag in a span. There is nothing hard about the lag in a span. It's just the chart with 26 bar latency. Yeah, there's a lag, and that's why they call it lag in a span, or Chico span. Yeah, I want to call it Chico span, lag in a span, whatever, doesn't matter. You make it more thick, make it thicker. You can switch your chart into line chart. That's much easier. You can see that there's no difference between these charts. It's just the latency. If I measure this button to this button, you can see 26. It shows 25 because it doesn't count the this one, but there is a 26 lag here. 20. Fuck. Yeah, 26 latency, and this one again 26. If you measure this to this one, 26 bars. So that's the chart. So that's the chart. There is nothing weird about it. Okay. This one, they are alike. And we use this lag in a span for determining and drawing the support resistance levels. It's actually less important than the other items like Kumo clouds or Tenkan-sen, Kijen-sen. It's less important, but you can use it for to draw the bottoms and lines. Bottoms and tops and support resistance areas. And what about clouds? What about them? Cloud has 26 bars ahead, despite lag in a span, which it has 26 bar lag, but this one is 26 bars ahead actually. So if you measure it, this top to this one, but they're not alike, and I will tell you why is that. But yeah, if you measure it, there's a 26 or so difference. Each cloud consists of a span 2 lines, call it leading span A, leading span B, and it has different calculations. For example, and when we have a bull trend, we have this cloud in green below the chart. It's like a trend line, and when there is a bear trend, we have this red cloud above this trend, and the thicker they are, the thicker they are, the stronger. The thicker, the stronger they are. You know, you know, if there we have this fat cloud, they are less probable to break down. You know, to break up, break out. In order to break out this fat cloud, you need some efforts, but they eventually break out too, like this one. But they usually work as a good support resistance areas, like this one. We have these several hit and shadows and legs to this cloud, but it failed to break this up, and eventually we had this bear trend here. So the fat ones are strong, but how we calculate and how we measure, how we calculate this shit. I want to start with the span A. Okay, let's just consider span A. I want to show it with this line. As you can see, when we have a bull trend, the span A is below the price and above this span B. This one is span B, and this one is stronger line. This is span A. But when we have a bear trend, it's the opposite. When we have a bear trend, the span A is above the price and below the span B. This one is a span B, is above the span A. Just remember, a span A is always the close to the price, and span B comes after span A. That's it. There's some intimacy between span A and the price, and that's why in both bear and bull trend they are the closest. Okay, in order to calculate the span A, we need Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen. So I want to bring them back. Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen, and I will tell you why. Okay. Span A. In order to calculate that, we start with this bar, whatever this. If you consider this bar as the current bar, we start here and we measure we measure the distance between Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen at this bar. You know, when market is at this point, we have this space between Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen, and we wanna figure out the middle point between this distance, and you might wanna use this Fibonacci, this one here. Yeah, I wanna, it's a bad line actually. And after that, you consider the 26 bar ahead. Count for 25, and here it is. That's the point. We see this span A. So what happened here? First, I measure the distance between these two lines, Hinkenstein, Kijensen, at this bar. Okay, I concentrate, I pinpoint, and pay attention to this word at this bar, not I don't know, 52 bars, last 52 bars. At this bar, at this current price. And when I consider it, I draw a line, and after that we count for 26 bars ahead, and that's the point. We see this span A, and as you can see, and the combination of these points we measure creates this line. If you connect a bunch of dots together, you eventually get a line. Okay, what is a line? The combination of dots. Okay, that's what we learned at the school. So that's the span A. We said a span A is always the closest one to the chart. And what about span B? What about it? Okay, we start at this current candle, for example. If you consider this one as the last candle, and we don't have the rest of the market, the right side, we count for 52 bars, and I will tell you why where these numbers come from. Don't worry about it. Actually, 9 represents week and a half in Japanese market. You know, Japanese people and Japanese market, their market is open for 6 days, 6 days in a week. Despite stock market in New York or other countries, they are open for 5 days, but in Japan they are open for 6 days, and 9 is 6 is a trading week and a half. And what about 26? 26 is a month, because they have just 4 days off, so we have 30 days in each month. And if you take 4 days off, you have 26 days, 26 trading days. And what about 52? 52 is 2 months, because if 26 is 1 month, if you multiply it into 2, you got 52, and that's why. Okay, let's get rid of this shit here. I wanna calculate the span B. I said consider the 52 past 52 bars. And that's the 50% of this space. the highest and the lowest point, and that's the middle point. So we went 52 bars back, and after that consider, and that's the line, the horizontal line, and we wanna axis, you wanna call it a horizontal axis, and if you wanna find out the vertical axis, you have to count for 26 bars. You have to go 1 month ahead. You can say 1 month from now, yeah, which is here. $25 actually. That's where these two meets, and this is the span B. As you can see, this below the bottom of this cloud. That's it. Now let's do a practice and just get rid of this Ichimoku and do it ourselves. First of all, we need the Tenkan-sen, the first line, and for to do so we need to go back for 9 bars to the left, but we measure for 8 because we consider the, yes, when we use this ruler doesn't consider the last one. Oh, okay. The highest level is at this point and the lowest one here. And if you use this Fibonacci sheet, you have this 50% at this level, and I wanna show it with blue because we have Tenkan-sen in blue. Doesn't matter. And so that's the Tenkan-sen. I want to show it with T. And what about the Kijun-sen? Kijun-sen is the same but we have to go back for 26 bars to the left. So we start here and 25 we should count, and Y. That's the highest point, and here's the lowest point, and we use Fibonacci to measure to determine the middle point of this sheet. Okay, that's here at this line, and I want to show it with red. Okay, let's get rid of this one, and these boxes, maybe I don't need them anymore. So that's the Tenkan-sen, that's the Kijun-sen. I show it with K, and we need to calculate the clouds, span A and span B. For that, for calculating span A, we need to measure this one. We need to measure the 50% point. 50% point is here. You could do it with your eyes. It's not that hard. That's the point. But you have to measure it for, you have to go in future for 26 bars, which is here. So that's the span A. We have a span A here. And what about, let me show it with a different color. Yeah, probably it's gonna be red because it's a bullish trend. Let's finish it with orange. Okay, what about the span B? For span B, we need 26. We have this 26 ahead, but before that we have to measure the 52 bars before, past 52 bars, which is here. That's the B, the span B, and yeah, that's easy. So you go for 52 bars to the left and measure the 50%, the middle point of this highest and lowest point, and you go after that for 26 bars to the right, and you have the exact spot of B point. Let me get rid of this shit, and if I get bring back the, yes, exactly, we have this span B above and span A here, and you also have this Tenkan-sen here and Kijun-sen. You see this flat sheet? That's Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and yes, exactly. But none of this matters if you don't know how to use this shit. You see, when we have a strong trend like this one, we have Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen below the chart, and this we also have this blue cloud below this, blue or green, whatever, positive cloud below this trend. And when we have a breakout below this cloud, and when there is a cross between these two lines, it's actually a signal, exit signal or increase signal for you. When Tenkan-sen crossed Kijun-sen below, it's a sell signal, and when Tenkan-sen cross up the Kijun-sen, it's a pulse, it's a buy signal. But it just works only if there's a trend. But in a trading range, we have several of these crosses, so they don't count. You see this? Let me make it more clear for you. I think you can see it now. Let me just, yes, that's better. You see several crosses here, so they don't count. But in a trend, yes, when you have this cross, it's a sell signal, and when you have cross up, you have buy signal, cross down, sell signal, cross up, buy signal. If you enter the position here and exit at this point, you get a 64 pips, which is good. But in a trading range, it doesn't work at all. Actually, this strategy is suitable for trend trading, and you combine them with clouds. It's a good combination, and they have a good combination. I told you that the fat ones, the fat clouds, are more reliable and are a good resistance. You can use the tops and bottoms of these clouds as support resistance areas, statistic support resistance areas, like here, or yeah, I didn't have that much. If you consider this top, you see in future we had several reactions. Let me bring it back. Ichimoku. Turn it. We wanna just talk about clouds. Okay, you can use these tops and bottoms as support resistance areas. This top here we had reaction in future, and this bottom acted as a support area. It's not solid, you can consider as an area, support area for trend. If you go back, go and check out the past of the market, you can see past we had these areas as the good support resistance areas. You can mark it, and as you can see we have shadows and different stuff, so you can use this cloud for dynamic and static support resistance, and Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen as the signal to enter or exit a position. That's how we use this shit. So when you have this cloud below this price, you use Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen too. When they cross, when there is a cross here, you enter the position, but not now because it's still below this cloud. But when it break this up, you can take a buy position because we have cross up and this positive cloud below, and there's a good distance between these lines, and when they go together there is a winding. It's more likely to have a trading range or reversal. And for sell signal, we need a cross down. They should cross each other in the downtrend and have this thick cloud above the price, and you can enter the position and exit position when you see this cross up here, and you can make money like 200 pips profit. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye for now.